Hey everyone, so I'm going to teach you how to make cheese sauce. So this is a keto cheese sauce, so got some cream, salt, pepper. I like to add some, it's not garlic powder, it says it on there though, some garlic granules, I like to add that to it, butter, coconut flour, it does say shredded but it's coconut flour, and then cheese. So I've already got, so you can use whatever cheese. I've already got some pre-cut cheese which I will grate and add to it. So pretty much get all your ingredients ready, because when you're doing the sauce you've got to kind of keep tipping it in, as you'll see as I'm doing it. So let's pop all these out of the way, and what we're going to do is just grate some cheese. Clean, that's why I'm doing that. So we've got our cheese in here already steady. Now what we're going to do is get our element. So I've just put it on to 8 because I want it to be super hot. And then I'm going to get a spoon so I can start spooning out my other things. And then get a knife. It makes no sense. A spoon to spoon out my coconut flour. So that's how I'm going to make my thing. And then I'm just going to cut off probably a third of this. I kind of just wing it. I don't use, like, you can see it in there. I don't use, like, with my cheese sauce, I just kind of do it to taste. So I kind of start with a bit of butter, melt it, and then I'm going to start spooning this in. And then make sure you have your cream opened as well. I'm going to use a whole bottle of cream. So this is a 500 ml of cream. And just kind of start slowly adding it all together. So this cooks the flour, the butter. So what I do is see how the butter is melting. So it starts to melt, and then when it melts I start adding some butter and it will go into this paste form that you will see as well. So see how it's starting to melt? Then I will start adding spoonfuls of my coconut flour, and then the butter will cook the coconut flour so it's not all floury and coconutty. And this recipe is not actually that coconutty. I've kind of perfected it now because I just kind of wing it. And I don't go by recipes. I was going by recipes before and it was way too coconutty, so I'm just adding my own flair. So I just add a lot of this, and this is how I meal prep like broccoli pasta, bacon pasta, chicken and bacon pasta, any cheese sauce that you want to add to like corn silver side or something. It's a really good keto cheese sauce that I like to make, and I just kind of made up the recipe with stuff I can have using keto because I friggin' love my cheese sauce. So I wanted to find something that's good and low carb as well and not too horrendous. Okay, so now that it's nearly fully melted, I'm just going to start spooning in amounts, and you'll see what I mean, how it starts turning into a paste. Yeah, I'll do that. Start mixing it in. So see how it starts turning into a paste? Like so. And then when you've got it in this paste-like form, I'll add more butter. So I'm probably going to use this whole thing of butter, which is probably like a quarter of a thing of butter that was left, so it's quite kind of horrendous how much butter is in this, but I'm meal preparing this for many meals, and if it's just one person you could literally make like 7 or 8 meals out of this, I reckon. So it's not going to burn on the side. You can turn it down if you're a bit concerned, but I'm just going to add this and then cut this other piece up to little sizes too, just so it's not so bad. And that one there. Just so it starts melting in, and then you can start adding more and more coconut flour as you're going. So you want to have like a good, it kind of looks like breadcrumbs, but you want kind of a lot down there. I'm just drinking my, it's not wine, it's my sugar-free, what is it, a sugar-free Rockstar Silver Ice. So that you can drink that on keto, so that's good. Just don't choke. It's starting to smell so good. It's just butter and coconut flour at this point. Oh, it's starting to burn. You don't want it to burn. So I might just, sorry, excuse me, turn it down a wee bit. So it is starting to burn, so I'm just going to add a little bit more. Give it one last kind of mix around, mix it all in. I've never had it burn before. I think it's because I usually don't talk so much. Just make sure no more of it's white, and then I'm going to start adding some cream. throwing some in there. Gosh, it's bloody hot. So you want enough cream to cover the bottom because you want to make it into a paste. But see, you want to pour it in slowly. That was probably a really horrific pour, but you can see how it's thickening up quite a lot. So see, when it's thick like this, it means you need to add some more cream. I'm just kind of do it slowly like this, adding some more cream to get it that kind of consistency, so it's nice and thick but not too thick, because you're just kind of adding all the ingredients together so it makes it nice like this. So what I'm going to do now, while I'm stirring that with one hand, I'm going to multitask and open this. Oh god, clearly I can't. And I'm just kind of going to pour a shit ton in there. Or you can put normal garlic in there, but I'm just going to add some garlic granules. Or you could add crushed garlic, garlic salt, but I'm just going to add that to make it nice and garlicky. Oh my god, get in there. So that smells nice and garlicky. You can see the granules as you're like shaking up. So you can see that some of the sides I haven't mixed in enough, so I'm just making sure you really scoop in the sides and you're getting everything, and see how it's starting to thicken up. And there's a few lumps in there, so you want to avoid the lumps, so that's why it's important to keep stirring it and flipping it around. So it's getting a little bit thick now. So at this stage I'd add more butter, just to kind of get it a bit more flavour. And it's starting to thicken up a lot. Just get more of that cream. It's just normal fresh cream as well. It's not any thickening cream or anything like that. And you can also taste test along the way. So it's very garlicky, because I did put a lot of garlic granules in, which I'm not surprised. It's time to dunk that last little butter in. And note, if you taste test it now, so now I'm just doing a lot of cracks of pink Himalayan salt and now some peppercorns. But you just got to realise that it's got no cheese in it at this point, so it's not going to be cheesy in any shape or form. It's literally going to taste coconutty still at this point because you've got no cheese. So I like to see the colours in there. You can see that there's actually pepper in there, and see the butter's starting to melt, and that'll give it a more tasty flavour as well. So I would stop completely with adding the coconut flour in now. Getting to a nice consistency. When it's like this, I'd probably add more cheese. I'd add cheese, so dunk all that cheese in there. Again, it's to how you want, so I'm going to add that much freaking cheese. Just biff it in. And you put in the rest of the cream. So now what I've done is put on the rest of the cream, and I'm giving it one good last stir. And it's nice and cheesy because I just tasted it. So now I've turned the element off, and it's all nice and creamy there, so I like the consistency of it. So I'm just going to let it sit for about 5 minutes behind there, turn the element off, let it sit for about 5 minutes and give it another mix, and it would have stirred up a little bit. Yes. So now that it's been sitting for a wee while, we will just pour it into these 3 containers. I've got these containers that are up to the line, which is also Tupperware. Like this. I'll go up to the first line. And if I add a little bit more, it makes 3 equal amounts. There's a little bit of lumpies in there because it's been sitting for a wee bit. And so I can just get this out of the freezer at any time that I want to be able to use on whatever pastas or anything that I need cheese sauce. It's 3 meals of it. Nice and easy. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I'm like really close to the camera. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe with subscribe boxes, and until next time, I love you guys so much. And if you want any more keto recipes, then let me know in the comments down below and I will make them. I'm like, I don't drip my hair in there. Bye!